Yes. So in French class, we learned about, we did my language timeline. So what we did was we made a timeline about all our languages we've learned over the years. So the reason why this is part of Who Am I is because we should not be scared to share about what we actually speak and our religion or like our background, so we should not be afraid to tell people who we are.
Well, our work is about like who am I, and like we're currently working on like a puzzle power piece that's learning about our superpower to know a bit more about us. Well, my power is creativity, and you can see it on this, like me like trying to draw something out about something to know about, to make it into the future. And what I've been drawing is about like something similar to like a bus, but like instead of wheels, it's like floating, so it could go over water and very bumpy things, so that the people inside, like the passenger inside the bus, won't be discomfort.
I learned Mandarin when I was 3 years old. I learned my first word when I was 5. And then when I was 7, I learned English. And then now I'm 9 and I'm learning French.
So we've been learning about language and our identity. It has helped me a lot. Even sometimes like I learned more about myself by asking my parents, and I've learned more about people, which makes me have a lot more friends and know more about my old friends and new friends. So we've been doing like our language timeline, which most of us should be done already. Also, we've been learning like interesting things like about our culture. Like if someone knows something about your culture that you don't know, like very interesting, they can be like, "Oh, hey, did you know this about your culture?" And then they would tell you, be like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." So you could research it, and then you could share it to the other people that don't know about it.
Well, we've been writing stories about our names, and we've been interviewing our parents about how they chose their name, why they chose it, and then the story behind their names. And then we are also talking about our identity, like who am I and what is your voice. For identity, we're saying like who you are as a person, your race, your background, your culture, and what you believe in.
So in the beginning of school, Mr. Segi read us a book called The Day You Began, and it really focused on the fact that everyone is different, but the day you begin to share who you are and your identity with other people, you will find similarities with them and maybe some differences, and that's okay too. And talking about the book, I Am Raven, to sum it up, I think that the big idea is there is no greater gift than finding out about yourself, about your identity, and that is why he accepted the raven's gift more than he accepted the gifts all the other animals try to give him. Yeah.
How does it helps me? It helps me explain who am I really, and it can help us explain other people of what it makes them them, and you can find good people and become friends with them, and then have a healthy world.
Because some people don't realize that how much they really are worth, and they don't really think about who they really are and focus on trying to be someone who they're not.
I think it could help because some people, they have like different opinions, like in gay pride and other stuff. So we want to make things like we want to make it, like we want to be fair, and it could also help people out if they're struggling, they don't know what to do, they don't know their identity, then we could help them out and be like, oh, this is your identity. Go show out the world and let your voice be heard.
It helps me because I can connect with my experiences of languages to what like my classmates have experienced.
That'll help us as a learner because if we know about how we learn and like who we identify as, it will help us get to know other people more and let people know us more, and we'll form stronger bonds with the other students and the teachers.
Well, the question, who am I? Like, I think it helped me because then if I know who I am, I'm learning more.
Once you know more about people, you could get closer to them and you view them differently, but in a good way.
Answering the question, who am I? It helps me understand like about myself more and about my cultures, and yeah.
I learned about like my grandma chose my name, and there's a story behind it. So yeah, like it's interesting. So when my grandma's in America, like her neighbor, there's like two daughters, and the smallest one is like the closest to my grandma. And then because of their parents is a lawyer, so they often they're not home. So then my grandma will go and take care of them. So like, but after they're leaving, so like it's sad, but yeah. And then when I was born, my grandma chose Ellie because like the smallest of their daughters called Ellie, and she's nice and kind. And then my grandma wants to like share the identity with her, so yeah, she chose Ellie.
It's important because it could help you. It could help people, like other people, to learn more about you, and like that could also be your potential for your when you like grow up.